Welcome to the Launch Button Podcast, where we unlock the secrets of successful entrepreneurs and real estate investors who found the courage to hit the launch button and take control of their destiny. Join me, Hugh, best-selling author, seasoned real estate investor, and serial entrepreneur, as we dive deep into inspiring stories and invaluable lessons that will empower you to break free from the ordinary and pursue your true passions. Are you feeling trapped in a job that drains your passion and leaves you yearning for more? Are you ready to accelerate your business and or real estate investing to take it to the next level? It's time to ignite your dreams and embrace the limitless possibilities that life has to offer. Get ready to launch into the life you've always desired by pressing the launch button. All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Launch Button Podcast, where we help entrepreneurs take their businesses to the next level and show you how you can do the same things with your dreams and all the things that you want to achieve in the future. Today, we've got an amazing guest, Bernard Buddhakai, here, as he's known as his stage name. So depending on how you know him and where you know him from, is a great example of the ups and downs of life and coming out on the right side of it with the full trajectory towards the stars. And not only is he an amazing entrepreneur, business owner, sales trainer, but also has an amazing family that I love dear to my heart and always get big hugs when I get to see them. So we're going to talk today about his journey to success, because that's what it's about as we launch into that. So he's originally from New Jersey, which is okay. We allow that. But now he's out in Colorado and having some fun in life. So Buddhakai, tell everybody a little bit about your background and how you got into the music industry.
So music industry, it was probably my biggest escape from drugs in the beginning. I was a 14-year crystal meth addict. I am now celebrating 18 years of full-blown sobriety, completely
awesome.
clean.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And the thing is, music was something that just really helped me get away from myself. And then it also taught me a lot of different skills that I didn't realize it was teaching me back then, into creating music, putting it together, then actually getting it done, and then mixing and mastering it, and then having a final product that I was actually happy about, right? So that was the beginning of it. But the drugs, unfortunately, took over at that time, and I was not ready to step into my dreams just yet.
Yeah. And that, oftentimes we get derailed from our dreams and our passions, no matter whether it's drugs, alcohol, food, overworking, right? People just get addicted to different things and they use that to supplement it. How are you able to break that or sort of move away from that and that addiction? Because people are addicted to working out. They'll spend 6 hours in the gym. They'll do all of those things. How are you able to start that process to break away?
That's funny you say that, especially with the gym, because I think I'm still addicted, but just to totally different things now. I absolutely love the gym, and I got addicted to gauntlets. For anybody that knows, you know. But truth be told, my cousin was a pastor of a small home church. He invited me out here. I had no religious background. I mean, I was raised Catholic, but wasn't following any of it, right? And my cousin invited me out here, and I was saved by God's grace, man. Outside of that, I can't really describe it outside of a miracle. So I walk and live and breathe today as a gift from God and freedom from sobriety in a way that most people don't get to experience it. Now, don't get it twisted. I've had to put in a lot of work afterwards to make sure to maintain that sobriety. But the transition from being completely messed up and wrecked to free from drugs was instant. I came out here. It was a 6-day stint. I stayed at my cousin's friend's house, who literally took me in, knowing my whole situation. And I was just like, man, this is crazy. But they would come over and pray over me and be like, hopefully this is. And I'm sitting there like, why are you guys praying over me? Like, I just want to be left alone. I just need to sleep. I just need to crash. Now, normally the crash lasts about 6 days. And at the end of that 6 days, I wake up and it's full-blown withdrawals. And I better go get my drugs or else I'm wreaking havoc everywhere. And the beautiful thing was I woke up that morning and it was a bright light and I couldn't see anything. And I felt like everything was being peeled out of me and it was coming out of the back of my neck. And I was just like, what in the world is going on? Now, the crazy thing is, 4 days before that, I was like, God, look, I don't know if you exist. I don't know what you are. I don't know why I'm here, but if you take this from me, I will surrender my life. And I've walked a surrendered life ever since.
That's awesome. And because so many people go back, and thank you for being vulnerable with us and the audience and sharing your story. There's definitely people out there going through something similar, right, in their own
Right.
journey and all those things. What would you say to somebody that's sort of going through that journey right now, if you could go back to your younger self?
Real talk, follow Sober Superstars podcast. That's what I would tell them
Selfish
right now.
plug, but yeah, but like
There's
you just
just too
hear the
much to
stories, right?
encompass in one podcast. So go follow us at Sober Superstars on Instagram and all platforms, and let's talk about it. DM me, hit me
Yeah.
up. It's specific for each person. You know what I mean? But what I realized was everybody wants freedom. They all do, even those that are really so deep caught in it and have no clue or can't even see a way out. They want freedom too. They just have no clue how to do it. So let's figure it out.
And I think that's every entrepreneur. They all want freedom somehow to follow their passion, right?
Right.
We all get stuck at different levels and different places. You even be an entrepreneur with a successful business and be like, I'm stuck again, right? Because we just
Mm-hmm.
get stuck at different levels. That's why
Yep.
we're constantly talking about launching or taking your business to the next level for those very same things. Now, how did you get into, because you're one of the top car salesmen in all of Colorado and probably the United States, right? Being able to do that, you've hit those numbers over and over, and now you're a sales trainer. So how did that journey sort of start or transition from, supporting your music business, supporting your family, being able to provide that stable income?
So that's the craziest part because I had no clue that I was going to sell cars. When I got sober, saved by God's grace, miracle happened. All of a sudden, it's like, oh crap, what the hell am I going to do with my life? I'm sober. I don't want to go back to Jersey. I'm out here in Colorado now. My cousin took me in. What the heck am I going to do? So, in full surrender, I applied to 43 different places because 42 other places did not give me a shot in hell. They were like, no thanks. Funny thing is, too, though, on every application, they were like, previous job, drug dealer slash drug money collector was what I put because I was like, I can't lie anymore. I can't play this manipulative life. I just got to tell the truth on everything that's going on. So I'm like, drug dealer slash drug money collector. Ever been arrested? Yes. For what? Stealing a car. Go figure. Now I'm selling cars. That was
Yeah.
just funny. It's just ironic how that all happened, but 43 places I applied to in a matter of 3 days. That was that grind, that hustle. That was just like, you know what? I've got a new lease on life. I've got to do whatever it takes to keep this new lease on life. And so every morning I'd wake up and apply to each and every single place. You should have seen some of the eyeballs that every time they read that part. Most of them were, they had like these little kiosks that I had to fill in because I didn't care what job I got. I mean, I applied to
Right.
everything. Didn't matter if it was a
Yeah.
cashier at King Supers. It didn't matter. I went into that like kind of neighborhood place where they have, all the different shopping stuff. I applied to every single store and every one of them. Didn't care. And then a car dealership hired me, and it took me about 6 months of really digging deep and studying into it because no, I already applied to 43 different places. I didn't want to lose this job. I
Yeah.
better be good at this thing that hired me because I don't want to go do that again. That shit was not for me, especially that many rejections over and over again. Again, an entrepreneurial journey, right? Like
Yeah.
until you get that. And then, yeah, and then I finally got that yes and grinded at it. It took me 6 months for it to click. It took me 2 years before I became the top salesman, and I've been a top salesman ever since.
Well, and that's the thing. Like as we go through life, no matter what happens to be, and not suggesting anybody do drugs or any of those things, but hustling on the street, it's definitely a skill set, right? When you
Yeah,
got to go out there, you got to compete, you got to make money, and there's like no rules to the game, right? Like you gotta like survive, and that's a skill set. And you can transition that into different things and hustling in the car dealership and then hustling with your music, right? I see that, and now what you're doing with the final percent and all those different things, right? Just that work ethic is instilled in you from that because you had no choice,
exactly.
right? That's how it was, and now you're just keeping it going. So it's great to see how you turn that from a bad situation to a great situation, right? And you were the number one salesperson. What does that mean for people? Just give a little clarity on what that means in like your dealership, for?
So, in a lot of different aspects, in my dealership, and when I first for Suzuki, if you guys remember Suzuki,
Oh
uh,
yeah.
I was I was the number
Yep.
one person in the Western region, top four in the country. But my brother used to joke with me. He's like, "That ain't nothing. Nobody even likes Suzuki. Why? You're the top salesman of like such a crappy company." I was like, "Dang." And he was like, "Nah, bro. Actually, you know what that means? You're that good that you could sell such a crappy car." I'm like, "Nah, I don't like that." Not like all these different jokes, but no. What it just really means is unit sales and gross sales, right? Like sell the most units, have the most gross. And in all truth and reality, it really isn't even that I believe makes me the great salesman that I am today. It's the fact that I care about people the way that I do and understand the psychology of sales, understand the techniques and the processes of sales, but focus more on the serving aspect so that I could actually use it to serve them. And when you do it from that, it's so much more rewarding than any reward or accolade they give you. And when you have that many customers that will literally ride or die for you at that point, I said literally, ride or die for you at any given point, it is the most amazing feeling. And yeah, the numbers back it up, but I don't even care about the numbers anymore. It's about the people and the people that I've gotten to meet, the families that I've gotten to be close to, and the people that I've been able to serve and take care of. And I
And
believe that's what
clarify for
makes me the
everybody.
top salesman. Huh?
Yeah, and clarify for everybody out there. He's not like just running around like putting people in cars. It's really about building the relationships itself. He's spending the time to do that, to develop the relationship, to do that. So, and that's what he's talking about. And he's the on that sell not serve, right? Is that the name of
Stop
the term?
selling, serve, and get paid what you're worth because it's one of those things where in the beginning I chased the money, but then I
That's what everybody.
realized that was an empty roller coaster, right? And ups and downs and cycles and just it wasn't fun. After a while, it wasn't fun anymore. And then I realized that taking care of the customers and the after effect reward of that was what was really fulfilling. So that's what I ended up going after, and the numbers still worked, and the
Yeah.
financial aspect still worked. So it was beautiful all the way around. Once I realized the underneath or underlying purpose of it.
Yeah. And now he's helping families, he's helping people, and now he's training other salespeople. So definitely check out his book on Amazon. Go get it. We'll put the link in the there. And we're going to go a little deeper on the sales side on the Inside Podcast here in a couple minutes. So make sure you hit the subscribe, the like, and go to the launchbuttonpodcast.com. Once you enter in there, you'll be able to get the Inside Podcast for all the different people that we've had, and we'll add this one in for sales. So now you met this crazy guy Greg out in Colorado, and you started to build that relationship with him and the TFP group. And I know we got a big event coming up here in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
So tell everybody a little bit about your journey into personal development and growth.
So my journey into personal development and growth, after I got freed from addiction, I started jumping into it. I wanted to have a better life. I wanted to figure out what the heck was going on. And I spent about 15 years reading books, going to seminars, and stuff like that, and just trying to learn as much as I could about myself and figure it out. And got married, navigating through that, and all these different lessons that I even flew out to Thailand to understand the differences in religions and just trying to find all the answers that I possibly could. And no joke, I mean, the trajectory was great. I was kind of doing one of these, throughout all of it. And then in November of 2023, I jumped headfirst into a group called The Final Percent. And the trajectory ever since then is pretty much like your book, The Launch Button. It's been a rocket ship, man. It's been amazing. The stuff that you learn when you're surrounded by an amazing community that is all trying to do the same thing, but not in one format, right? We have the four pillars. We have the personal, we have the professional, we have vitality, and then we have community. So we have all of these things interlining with each other. And when you have four different pillars with people trying to outserve each other on every one of those, it just becomes this amazing synergy where everybody pretty much grows at an exponential rate. And that's why we talk about it within decades to days. And it really is. Like, I guess the best thing that I could say in all of this is that mine and Jamie's marriage has exponentially grown so much more in the last year than it has in the last 12 years together with therapy, counseling, etc. And for the first time in our lives, we actually feel like we're the badass team that we were always meant to be.
Yeah, it's amazing to watch that like I you in 24, right, in April, the beginning of
Yeah.
that year, and just to see you guys change over. It's actually like our 1 year anniversary, buddhakai. It's coming up here shortly, and just to see that your family, your right. So it's not just, and that's one thing I do really like about this group is it's not just about the individual; it's about the entire family,
Mm-hmm.
right? Your daughter Araya has spoken with me on stage multiple times, by the way, and I get
Right, right.
she doesn't. She's like, Hugh, am I speaking this time? Every time I get to an event. So
Uh-oh.
it's just awesome to see. So what has that done for your family as well, besides just you?
The impact has been amazing. I now get letters from Jamie with on there that just says, I am free. And well, that breaks me. So sorry if I cry on your podcast, but that just crushes me in like such an amazing way. And she's posting things or talking about things that are just showing such freedom from all of the stuff that she's been struggling with. I mean, with our with you, I mean, you have been such a big impact for her in moving into this new direction with her doing the business consulting now and everything like that. And then in our marriage, we've got Craig and Meredith and Greg, obviously, that's just helping us become a team. And it's literally allowing me or giving me the resources that I've always needed to understand the differences between me and her, which are drastic. I mean, absolutely drastic. We're two completely different people, and as much as I tried to understand and support her, I didn't. Okay. I just didn't. And now with the awareness that I'm getting or being given by everybody in this group, it's like, oh, that's where I missed the mark. Oh, that's where I missed the mark. And now I'm able to support her in a much better way. And I'm still growing and learning, but man, this group is just so badass. It really is.
Yeah, and it's a constant journey, right? Like we never
Yeah.
stop. The
Mm.
constant journey, the personal growth journey never stops. With that, yeah, you with hold on.
God bless you.
With you.
That was a perfect
Yeah,
interval.
with watching Jamie grow, watching her, step into her confidence and everything like that. Like it's really cool to see people really dive in. And I think a lot of people go shallow. Like you said, for how many years you were going to seminars and you were like skimming the surface. You're like, I haven't found my group, haven't found my group, haven't found my group. So for all the people out there, keep going until you find your group.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it is the final percent, whether it is another group, doesn't matter. You just got to keep going until you find your people.
Well, no. Hugh, real quick. They got to keep going until they come to our totality event. Then it changes. Everything changes with
Yeah.
that. That's the truth. Like
Yeah.
that. It is what it is.
You just show up and be in the room because that's
Yeah.
one of the biggest things right now with people coming out of COVID, with all the different things. People want that connection, want that actually ability to have hugs, even though some people don't like hugs, right? To be able to get hugs, whether you like them or not. No, just joking. When you show up at one
No,
of
we
these
got
events,
people that don't hugs now.
right? That's what I said.
Look, man, there's nobody that really doesn't like hugs. It's just that there's trauma, back programming and stuff like that. And when you have a group that's this caring, that this loving, that doesn't actually force it upon you and stuff like that, but you could be in that environment, it changes. It breaks down resistance walls. It breaks down all the barriers that you have. And not just in hugs. We're talking about your business barriers. We're talking about your vitality and health barriers. We're talking about your personal and community barriers. It's every one of those. And we turn those big walls and use those rocks and turn them into bridges.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
And what I also like, and you mentioned this, and I don't know if everybody caught it on the podcast, but it's a team of people. It's not one person that you're
No.
working with. So you guys are working with like 4 or 5 different people on different areas of your business things, and you're working together, and then being able to help build that out and support that. Right?
Exactly.
So what one of your biggest aha moments as you've gone through this process?
What
Whether
are
it's
what
with
are you
you.
talking, Hugh? Every week is it's almost like This is ridiculous. It's I'm aha moment every week. Sometimes, you kidding me? I can't. I couldn't even pinpoint one of them if I tried. Like there's been just so many. You know that emoji with the head explode?
Yeah.
That's my daily emoji, right? Like, and the beautiful thing is, you and I are very similar in the sense of CDAs. The thing is, when it goes, I turn it into a consistent daily action. So then the keeps going. You know what I mean? I don't get a and then lazy out. I get to experience it, dive into it, jump into it, and keep doing it. And so I get all of the benefits from it, right? And then I get to spread that around me. So that's the beautiful part about it.
Yeah, and you super quick to things. Like a lot of people, you're similar. You and I are similar. Like somebody's like change that to this, and you like okay, done. It's not
Done.
even like it's not a thought process of like no. Like I like doing it my old way. You're like no, that's better. Cool, I do it. I think that's that skill that you probably picked up over the years and had to adapt and change to your environment. But it's a great skill for business. Too many people, I think, question too many times their mentors, and that's one of my sayings: don't give friction to your mentors. But you're like an amazing example of that. They're like, change this, and you're like, done, okay. Like it takes you like 30 seconds to process.
Wait. There. I mean, I have to confess. The eagle in me, the one that wants my perspective. Look, the whole don't give friction to your mentors, that has been in my heart because I'm the friction a lot, but not in the sense of once I get it and I understand it and the awareness has been raised, I won't do it. And that's like, or I argue it or I make excuses. The thing is, I will question, I will dig, I will fight back. I'll have resistance blocks until I finally get it. Once I get it, though, it's a rocket ship. It's a launch. Let's go. But Greg begged to differ on the sense of friction and not non-friction. I am definitely a non-friction novel.
You're an anomaly.
Yeah. So no. There's definitely friction. When it comes to it, but when I get it, then it's like, oh, full surrender.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay. So what would you say to somebody looking, if they're looking for personal development, we've got this event coming up in April in Colorado. So you guys can definitely click the links below. There's going to be one in New York. There's going to be one in Seattle throughout the year. So if you watch us later as well, you're covered as we come around doing totality. And that's a word for most people out there. And what it just talks about is, the eclipse of the sun, and that last 1% changes everything. Mm-hmm. So it's not an elitist, it's not any of those things. But when we're diving into this, what would you say to somebody that's thinking about coming to this event?
Just come and, you know what I mean? It's risk, all reward. Because I mean, even Greg's talking about, hey, it's $333 a ticket. Guys, it was $1,500 a ticket just in November. We are knocking it down to $333 to give everybody an easier aspect of access to it so that they can actually experience something this amazing. We need to get this out to everybody out there. So we want you to come. And it's $333. Here's the amazing thing. If you hate it, no, you have to show up. Because you can hate it if you don't show up. But if you actually show up and if you're actually there, I promise you're not going to hate it. So here's the guarantee that we have. If you hate it, and you spent $333 on it, we will give you $667 back because he doesn't want it to be $666. Yeah. We will give you $667 back. I mean, that's 100% on your money if you don't like it.
To be clear, you got to be there all 3 days. You can't just show
all 3 days. Yeah,
but
here's the craziest part. That's only if you wanted a return on your money. If you spent $333 and stayed, I promise you that is 100% on your life and the ROI. And it is going to absolutely change it and help you go the final percent in every aspect of your life, from your personal growth, your professional, your health and vitality, and your community. I mean, it's just going to be amazing. It'll change everything.
So I don't think we can say it any better than that right there. So go ahead. Right. We'll have the link below. Click the link so that you can be at that event in Denver or New York or Seattle or Arizona or all the different places we're going to be this year. Because as we're going out around the country, just about every month, we're going to have one in a different city in the United States. So definitely get plugged in on that. And I really just wanted to thank you for sharing your family with me whenever I come out there. And
they love you.
Whenever I get to, babysit the kids.
Yep, they absolutely love you.
Come out and hang out with them and be able to be a part of that. So it's just such a special joy when I get to hang out with them and see them. And now they're on all our calls that we do weekly. So, it's super interesting for me and exciting for me to see how much they actually engage. Your kids actually engage in this, even though they just think it's right. Just think about if we grew up like and it was just like normal to do these things.
Oh my goodness.
Instead of waiting 30 some odd years to find like personal growth and development, where would we all be?
Yeah, I mean, seriously, even everything now, anything that's purple, we start talking about, TFP, we bring it up. The topic, Araya just got skates for her birthday. She made sure it was purple and everything like that. The truth is, we bleed purple now. It is what it is. We bleed purple. And I know that sounds cultish or anything like that. It's really not. It's culture. And the culture is absolutely amazing. And it's a game changer for anybody that gets involved.
And if you come to one of the events, one of the unique things that happens at most of the events, can't guarantee it's at all of them, is there's a song created right there as part of it, and they get to hear you rap. Right?
Oh, yeah.
They get to hear you rap and go back to old school ways and bring that forward. Sometimes there's other people involved, like Greg and Kayla, and maybe even your daughter sometimes, as we do these different things. So if you really want to see a music production right there at the event, and it's all a song about personal growth and development. So definitely go check it out. Where's that located, the different songs that you have on there?
Right now, it's at the Purple Explosion album. You can find it, Purple Explosion 1, Purple Explosion Volume 2. You can find it at any streaming platform. So make sure to go download that. You want to start your right? Hey, I'll put it to you this way. This is the best way to start your day, right? If you have a religious background, pray. Okay, get your day set up, get it aligned. Watch a TFP video or 2 or 3. Get your day aligned with that, because there's going to be a lot of different growth concepts to help guide your life into a right direction. And then to the next level, while you're driving into work, if you're not listening to an audiobook, learning and growing and making your brain smarter, do me a favor, go stream the Purple Explosion and get for your day. Just crush it. That's how you should start your day. And then
there you go. There's a new morning routine.
Add that to your CDAs.
There's CDAs, right? Pray, meditate, whatever you want to do, but jump into the rest of that so that you're covering yourself. So awesome. Any other words of wisdom you want to share with the audience today?
Love you more. Outserve the next man next to you, man. Seriously, put a wow in everybody's mouth. Just love people as much as you possibly can and watch how that love comes right back to you.
Yeah. And it's really amazing when you're surrounding yourself with people like that each and every day, whether it's on Zoom, whether it's live in person, to be able to get plugged in so that you can go ahead and do that. Buddhakai, we appreciate your time here today. Let's check out his book. Let's check out his podcast. Come see us at one of the live events we're going to be doing around the country. And I look forward just to hanging out with you and your family and your kids. And
I can't wait.
Some big hugs.
When you flying in?
I got to figure that out. I got to book those tickets now. So
all right.
We'll get that worked out. So everybody have a great day, and just take the actions that you need to do. Put in the new morning routine, listen to some music, get that motivation, right? Get plugged in. And that's the biggest thing you can do to help launch you to the next level and your business, and just surround yourself with that power of community wherever it happens to be. We'll talk to everybody soon. Keep moving, keep grooving. Have a great day. Thank you for joining us on the Launch Button Podcast, your gateway to unlocking your true potential and pursuing your passions. Don't let the journey end here. For more empowering insights, valuable resources, exclusive content, and free giveaways, visit www.thelaunchbuttonpodcast.com.